What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and with Spider-Man No Way Home coming back to theaters on September 2nd, with new footage and scenes that we've never seen before, a lot of people have been asking me, what's the news on Spider-Man right now? What is the news with Sony Spider-Man universe and also Spider-Man 4? And of course, probably the biggest question, what is going on with The Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Andrew Garfield? Because we haven't really heard anything for quite some time now. And with the new extended cut of Spider-Man Far From Home coming out, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about that and everything we know about Sony Spider-Man universe, The Amazing Spider-Man 3, and Spider-Man 4. And of course, we can't forget about Venom. So let's dive into this video and what you need to know about the upcoming Spider-Man in the MCU and the Sony Spider-Man universe. Also, in case you didn't know, like I mentioned, the new Spider-Man No Way Home release comes out September 2nd. It will have 11 minutes of new footage, including new footage of the three Peter Parkers together, not as Spider-Man, but as Peter Parkers being the Science Bros. So that is definitely going to be worth the watch right there. Now, what is going on with the other two Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Now, as of right now, we've actually gotten an official statement from Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige and Sony executive producer Amy Pascal stating that they are indeed going to be working on a Spider-Man 4, and in fact, they already are working on Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. But as far as the other two Spider-Men go, we haven't really heard anything, at least officially. But if you followed the channel all throughout the Spider-Man No Way Home journey, you know that there were a lot of leaks out there. A lot of them ended up on my channel, and a lot of them ended up being true. And these come from the insiders, the scoopers, the leakers. And the news about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is coming from those same leakers. And this news pretty much states that Sony does indeed have plans for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Now, Sony does have more plans for Andrew Garfield than Tobey Maguire, of course, because of their age. I think Tobey Maguire was fantastic in Spider-Man No Way Home. It was amazing to see my favorite Spider-Man on screen again, but he is a little bit older. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't appear in some movies, and heck, I'd still give him his own movie, but it seems as of right now, Sony wants him to appear in other projects in their Sony Spider-Man universe, possibly keeping their multiverse going with Madam Web, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But of course, the question that everybody has been asking me about is what exactly is happening with The Amazing Spider-Man 3? Is there a possibility that it could get made with Andrew Garfield? And the answer is quite simply yes. According to things that we've heard recently and insiders, Sony does indeed want Andrew Garfield back. They want him to play a decent part, at least, in their Spider-Man universe. Sony needs a Spider-Man in their universe, and Sony and Marvel Studios made it pretty clear that that Spider-Man wasn't really going to be Tom Holland. Now, they teased us that it was going to be Tom Holland in that post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage, where Eddie Brock and Venom make their way to the MCU, but sadly, we know that that was just kind of to hype up No Way Home even more than it was already hyped up. Because quickly, not too long after that, we saw the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home, where we saw Eddie Brock and Venom again, but they left the MCU back to the Sony universe, but they left a piece of the symbiote behind, telling us that Tom Holland is going to go up against a different Venom symbiote that is not Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock. That was insanely sad and a very, very big tease, but it actually opens the door for Andrew Garfield to kind of be the main Spider-Man of the Sony universe. Now, according to several insiders, like Daniel RPK, My Time to Shine Hello, yes, Sony has plans for Andrew Garfield. And recently, there have been reports that Andrew Garfield has actually signed a multi-movie deal, not only with Sony, but with Marvel Studios as well. Most likely returning as the Amazing Spider-Man, but also making an appearance in Avengers Secret Wars. Now, when we heard that Andrew Garfield had signed a multi-movie contract, one of those being in the MCU, Secret Wars had not been revealed yet. We knew that it was going to be coming, but we thought it was going to be coming many, many years later than 2025. I was actually quite shocked when they revealed Secret Wars is coming in only 3 years. But if we backtrack a little bit, that makes sense that Andrew Garfield would have already signed a multi-movie deal, with Secret Wars being one of those movies, because Secret Wars is only 3 years away. It looks like Marvel Studios is really starting to plan if this report is true. And again, based off of what some insiders have been saying, how Sony wants Andrew Garfield to stick around in the universe, and Tobey Maguire as well, it really seems like a lot of things are adding up. And just to reiterate and make clear, what we've heard is that Sony does want Andrew Garfield to stick around and play Spider-Man for multiple projects, and we have heard that The Amazing Spider-Man 3 could be one of those projects. Insiders have also stated that Sony does want the three Spider-Man to reunite again at some point in time in the future. They would like to do another multiverse film with the three Spider-Man, and I think a lot of us would really enjoy that. I know I would. Now, it sure does look like Sony is planning on introducing their own multiverse, their own Spider-Verse in the Sony universe. Obviously, we have the multiverse within the MCU, but Sony wants to do that within their own universe with all of their characters like Kraven the Hunter, Venom, and it all comes down to Madam Web. Madam Web is filming right now, and if you don't know anything about Madam Web, there's one really important thing that you need to know about her. Well, two. One is that she is essentially a cosmic entity in Marvel Comics, and two, she can travel the multiverse. She has the ability to travel through universes, and apparently Madam Web is supposed to be a really big movie for Sony's Spider-Man universe, and that makes sense considering the fact that she can travel through other universes. This is actually a perfect setup for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to stick around. Even if they don't get their own movies, they can still go to their respective universes, and we can get them back on screen. From what we've heard, it seems like this kind of fits into their plan of Tobey Maguire returning and cameoing in movies but not getting his own, while on the other hand, it's been said that Andrew Garfield is going to play more of a prominent role in Sony's Spider-Man universe, possibly getting his own movie and possibly going up against Tom Hardy's Venom in Venom 3. Tom Hardy confirmed that Venom 3 is indeed going to be him going up against Spider-Man. Before Venom Let There Be Carnage came out, he said that that was ultimately the end goal for the next film, and he's already teased us after Venom Let There Be Carnage has come out, teasing us that he is still indeed going up against Spider-Man. And that just makes sense. In the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage, he said, maybe I should go find the Spider-Man guy. Now he's back in his own universe, but he should probably still go find Spider-Man. That's probably what he's thinking because he did just travel through another universe. He's probably going to have some questions. So, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is definitely on the table for Andrew Garfield to return and make, but at this point in time, I am expecting to see Andrew and Tobey probably in a few projects in the Sony Spider-Man universe, and then hopefully they both show up for Avengers Secret Wars. Now, as far as Spider-Man 4 in the MCU with Tom Holland is concerned, like I mentioned, Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal did say that they are already working on Spider-Man 4. No, we have not heard anything from Tom Holland, but I think that Tom Holland has learned that he can't spoil stuff anymore. But both studios have pretty much already stated that, yes, he's coming back, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon as well. Plus, let's not forget that they did indeed tease Venom in the MCU in the post-credit scene for No Way Home. Granted, it's a different Venom than Tom Hardy's, but he was teased nonetheless. They might have not signed a new contract yet, which is why we haven't heard much, but since Sony and Marvel Studios both said they have plans for a Spider-Man 4, I'm assuming he'll definitely be coming back. And let's not forget this exciting piece of information, Avengers Secret Wars is actually where Spider-Man runs into the Venom symbiote for the very first time in the comics. It's the first time that we see Spider-Man wear the black symbiote suit. So, who knows, maybe in Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man gets the Venom symbiote but doesn't give it away. And maybe he'll go on to have that suit still in Secret Wars. So, that is pretty much all the information we know so far about all three Spider-Man in the two different Spider-Man universes, the MCU and the Sony Spider-Verse. Of course, if I hear anything else, I'll be sure to let you all know and do a video on it, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Spider-Man news. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.